Okay, boys, Luke Smith just came out and dropped pretty much a surprise post. You know, we got part 1, part 2, and part 3 that discuss pretty much the entirety of Destiny 2 and everything that went into it. Right now, though, he wanted to go over seasons inside of Destiny 2's 3rd year. Now, I am going to be reading this verbatim, like we did in all of the previous posts, guys. We don't want to miss anything, so let's get started. Hey, everyone. A couple of weeks ago, I did a 2 mini-word retrospective, part 1, part 2, and part 3 on the last 6 months or so of Destiny 2. This covered what we think worked well, what didn't work as well as we hoped, and some of our thinking on where Destiny 2 is heading. You'll see some of this manifesting in what's coming this fall. A Rise of Ironside's expansion, Shadowkeep, where we'll explore how the moon has evolved since we were there last. See how vague I'm being? It's because I don't want to spoil. There are many sleeps to go. Overall, it's the key game systems such as armor that gives you more choices on how you play and look. Evolution of a game difficulty systems, starting with changes to Nightfall strikes. You may have seen a preview last week at Gamescom. More on that down the road. Features that make it easier to play with friends, such as new light, more below, and cross-save. I see all of you new to PC players. Thanks to the PC community for welcoming them. We're simultaneously deepening the parts of Destiny 2 we know and love, but also removing the prohibitive stuff from before that made Destiny 2 hard to play with your friends. This is a real high wire act. We want Destiny to be a game where every blueberry could become someone who calls the tower home. My hands have had a week off from typing, so let's talk about seasonal philosophy and how seasons are shifting to fit how we tell stories and move the world forward in the vision of Destiny 2 as a single evolving world. I mentioned in the director's cut part 3 that we want Destiny to be a world that has a narrative momentum, and a key part of that will be how seasons support year 3. Back in June, we mentioned that one of the ways we're making it easier for friends to play together is to offer everything a la carte. We're going to do just that with each season. You and your friends can choose what you want to play, and the rule will change every season. Year 3 will have 4 fully supported seasons of content. Last year's annual pass had only 3, but this year you can opt in to each season for $10. You won't have to pay up front for an entire year of content like with the Forsaken annual pass. FYI, the first season in this new vision, Season of the Undying, is included with Shadowkeep, but if you want to experience Season of the Undying, you can grab that a la carte without needing Shadowkeep. That's pretty incredible right there, guys. This is really going to put an emphasis on us as content creators to review season by season and actually telling you whether or not that season is worth investing your time and money into. And of course, if it is, voila, all you have to do is purchase that one season. That would have been perfect for this past year for those that weren't fans of Gambit to skip out on something like Season of the Drifter. But of course, when Season of Opulence rolled around, which scored high marks across the board for everyone, that would of course be a season we would all say, yes, you want to be involved in this season. Really cool thing that they're doing here, and it's really awesome that they're allowing you to actually jump into a season without actually purchasing the entire expansion. I'm excited about this, boys. This is gonna open up a lot of people that just wanna dip a toe by spending like $10 here or there. The only issue I can see with this is some people are gonna be lost through the monetization. Like, they're gonna see all these different seasons and they're gonna kind of be lost. I hope it's gonna be structured in a way that when you're looking at it like on Steam, or you're looking at it on the PlayStation Store or Xbox, think about it from the perspective of a new player. Hopefully when they see it, it's gonna be easy to understand what it is you're purchasing versus just all of these different things that have a price tag on them, and of course that can feel overwhelming as well. Now moving on, the world of Destiny 2 changes every season. With each new season in Destiny, we want players to feel like they, as a community, are contributing to Destiny's evolving world. Each season in Destiny has to ride the line between delivering self-contained, season-long world arcs and making the handoff to the next season. Together, seasons move Destiny universe forward. In Season of the Undying, the portal to the Black Garden that was open as part of the Jacket quest has awoken the Vex, and they are now pouring out across the surface of the moon. Working with Ikora, players will do some stuff, go somewhere, fight some things, and solve a problem, aka Redacted. By the end of the season, the portals will close, the world state will change, and the seasonal activity connected to it will go away, yet something remains. This will be just in time for Redacted to kick off the start of Season 9, Season of the Dawn. Everyone who plays Destiny will be able to see how the world is different and changing during the season. Those with the season pass will be able to play a seasonal match-made activity within the Black Garden for that extra level of sweet gear. This is similar to the old annual pass access, but the goal is that everyone will be involved in how the world changes. And at the end of the season, your collective actions will have caused the world state to change, and the seasonal activity connected to those events will also go away. Doing this allows us to evolve the world narratively, but potentially physically as well. It is not possible to keep Destiny frozen in place to allow all activities to live forever, while also changing the world in meaningful ways. This strategy lets our team be agile and innovative. We believe that Destiny will grow even better when the world state can change, and that the best Destiny stories are the ones where you had to be there when. This is actually really good, guys. We want seasons to physically look different. I want them to physically look different. I want there to be a tone, an overall theme associated with that season, that when you know you step into that season, you immediately know what that season even is. And as the game progresses from season to season, physically the world is changing. That is the whole purpose of a live game. Now Luke continues, but while events and activities in the world come and go as the world evolves, weapons critical to the meta will not be locked in each season for new players or for players who missed that season. Legendaries and exotics you need to stay competitive will be re-earnable in the future, although not always immediately after the season ends. We'll be talking more about that later. This is one area where, with the new seasonal model, we'll expect our plans to evolve across the seasons to meet the needs of the Destiny community. Okay, so what he means by that is, instead of you just waiting until the season ends to pick up the last word without having to maybe do the quest or something that was specific to that season, they're probably going to make you wait an entire season so that the people that did invest in that season, bought it, actually played through the content to earn whatever it is, whatever exotic that's being offered, don't have to look at players that immediately get it right after the season ends. Now Luke continues, while we're on the subject of gear and weapons, I want to talk about some additions we're making to your chase to create whatever your perfect guardian is. So reward philosophy in D2 Year 3. As we dug into how to deepen the customization of your guardians, we wanted a reward system that could standardize some of the new reward mechanisms each season, provide clear value in its rewards, make the value of a paid season super clear, and allow players predictable progression via XP. We all love the chase, that perfect role, but we all play differently. Year 3 will add more transparency and predictability while still giving you the RNG option for the unexpected gear or role you didn't know you loved until you got it. We're adding 2 new predictable reward pursuits in Season of the Undying. So first up, seasonal artifacts. Our first addition in this new seasonal artifact, which is free to all players. This will allow you to further customize your guardians, build every season of unlocking additional mods to socket in your armor 2.0. Earning XP just by playing will level up your artifact, letting you unlock the next mod you want for your characters. While leveling up and unlocking mods, you will also increase the power of the artifact, which will continue increasing until the end of the season. Yes, it's uncapped. Artifact power adds directly to your overall power and is account wide. We are both excited and a little terrified to see how high players will manage to raise their artifact power during the season. Oh, it's gonna get crazy, man. Uncapping it, I know some of us are gonna be like, we'll stop at 1,000, but there's gonna be somebody out there, man, that's just gonna try to see how high they can go. We want the artifact to let us experiment more freely with our sandbox. During the last 5 years of Destiny, we've wrestled with and continue to wrestle with obsolescence and permanence in player power. So when we were coming up with something new in seasonal artifacts, we wanted to figure out how we could have a system that allowed players to create build altering powers, yet not need to commit indefinitely to whatever they made and have it live on forever. We want to date new builds, not get them hitched in forever combat ecosystems. It doesn't have to be forever anymore. The artifact can spotlight some different ways to play each season and introduce new types of perks, while we and you can experiment more boldly with new combinations and expressions of power. We want to use the artifact as a mechanic to allow the game to shift some each season. In an action game like Destiny, part of the fun can be discovering new ways to play. Here's an example from my own play. I earned Wendigo this season. I did it naturally by grinding a ton of strikes, although I was pretty tempted to go farm blind well with a group to make it go faster. I ended up using Fighting Lion a bunch in these strikes to get my grenade kills. Oh my gosh, why don't the guys at the end of the hollow layer count? What I found was that I really like using grenade launchers, but I hadn't really have given them a spot in my routine PvE loadout. I don't have mountaintop. But as I was playing with Fighting Lion, I was getting better at using breach-loaded grenade launchers and at timing my detonations, etc. So while I was on my Wendigo quests, I ended up developing an appreciation for an archetype I largely overlooked, and I developed some new skills. Okay, skills, while earning Wendigo. Seasonal artifacts and seasonal mods will go away at the end of each season, and the new season will bring new artifacts, new mods, and a new pursuit for power. This way, we can try bolder balanced choices each season with the Sandbox, and if we get it a little wrong, we'll be more likely to let it ride for the whole season without nerfing your new favorite OP build. So essentially, guys, going forward, it's best to expect that new pinnacle weapons that are going to drop are probably going to be borderline broken. Because to me, what I'm getting from this post right here, it sounds like Luke and them are wanting to turn the throttle up on the power fantasy to some of these weapons and make them be powerful essentially for that season and then balance them after the fact. By the way, Luke, if you need somebody to do some competitive with you for mountaintop, bro, I got you. We will get a team together tonight. Knowing him though, he's probably waiting for the quest to get nerfed. Seasonal XP progression. The second predictable reward chase we're adding to seasons are season pass ranks. Some of you might have spotted this one on August 14th armor stream, but we didn't provide any context. Without context, it's really easy to find yourself on the jumping to conclusion map. This is totally human. We all do it. I certainly do. It's okay. Let's talk about these ranks. We want to make sure that each season has multiple complementary reward sources because we all play Destiny differently, and we want to be able to customize our Guardians the way we want to. We will continue to have RNG rewards as part of our activities, and we also want to add a direct tracker rewards each season that you can progress every evening. The best weapons and armor will still live in treasure chests of our toughest monsters and villains, but we hope now there will be fewer nights where players feel like they logged into Destiny and got nothing done. The internet is talking a lot about different builds and games. Season ranks are kind of like a build for playing a season of Destiny. Grabbing bounties, doing strikes, completing weekly challenges. These are straightforward ways to unlock seasonal pass ranks when you don't have the time to arrange a raid group, or check Google for the right strategies to solve a problem, or gamble against RNG where it feels like the house always wins. The rank helps our friends in the community who have similar and/or full-time jobs or who are deep in finals territory at college. Sometimes you just want to log in, grab some bounties, shoot some aliens or guardians, earn XP, and chill with your friends. That's why we've added 100 ranks to earn each season with free and premium track rewards, plus a UX design that's intuitive and familiar if you play other games. Unlike those other games, you'll make progress by earning XP and doing the things you're already doing in Destiny, defeating monsters and completing bounties and activities. This is about a new additive layer of predictable rewards for just playing the game. Here's a look at the Season Pass UI. Alright, let's take a look at this. Straight up looks like a battle pass to me, boys. Now, he mentioned that there will be a free and premium track reward, so I'm assuming that one of these rows will be rewards given to you for that season, right? If you own that season, right? But if you're just like a new light player, or maybe you don't own that season, you'll still get access to the pass and access to the free rewards, but not access to the premium. Now, as far as rewards go, I mean, I'm seeing some armor pieces, some other things, looks like consumables, some bright dust, some Eververse Ingrams, but notice there in the middle, we've got an exotic Ingram. Damn, boys, we're gonna get exotics from this pass. So it's definitely gonna be worth your time investment, and of course, if you already have the season pass anyways, and you're doing activities throughout Destiny to begin with, earning XP is, just something you're doing on the side. This is really nice though. I like this. As long as we stay away from any type of like pay to win, and this is only earnable through XP, I'm completely down with this setup. There's many times that I'm sitting there grinding stuff, just like last night I was doing the raid. We did 6 raids. No Anarchy, no Teraba. And I honestly felt like the entire time it was just a complete waste. Having a pass here though, that I can at least look back on and be like, hey, you know what? I didn't get anything good from the raids, but at least I got an exotic Ingram from my pass. Boom. Now moving on, Luke continues with saying it's all part of the season. With every season pass, you'll get everything you would expect from a Destiny season, new activities, rewards, a storyline, etc. Not just the new season rank UI and the reward tracks. Like I alluded to way back in the first director's cut, we need more sustainable ways to deliver rewards, and the season rank UI is a big step in us getting there. So now, with all this context, let's look at what you season pass owners get in Season of the Undying, which again is included with Shadowkeep. Season Pass owner gets access to new seasonal activity, the Vex Offensive, which includes 4 legendary weapon drops, additional weekly and daily bounties, additional weekly challenges with powerful rewards, a new weapon quest for an exotic bow, Leviathan's Breath, exclusive to Season Pass owners, a new exotic hand cannon, Ariana's Vow, maybe I'm saying it wrong, awarded on rank 35 of the free track, but awarded on rank 1 of the premium track. Okay, I really don't know how this is going. What's the difference between premium and free? Because that is a ginormous difference there. Rank 1 versus rank 35, right? Does rank 35, when it says free track, is that for free players? And premium being us who bought the season with the expansion? 3 seasonal legendary armor sets, 1 for each class. Collect a complete set during the first 25 ranks of the free track. Note, this is a change from the annual pass where you were required to purchase gear from the season. On the premium track, you get all 3 sets on rank 1. These also drop with the Vex Offensive seasonal activity. If you want versions with higher stat tiers, you'll need to play Vex Offensive to earn them. Okay, that's cool. So you're not just going to get everything right there from the pass. Obviously, if you want better armor sets with better stats, you're going to actually do the activity. Some additional premium track rewards: 3 universal ornament armor sets, 1 for each class. An exotic weapon ornament for Ariana's Vow, 2 legendary weapon ornaments, a new finisher, an exotic emote, and an exotic ship. So these are all part of the premium track reward. Okay, that's pretty much everything on the season pass there. Okay, now we're gonna move into progression, or how differently you all play Destiny. For many of us, Destiny 2 is a regular hobby, but how that hobby fits in with our lives is different. We have players who play every day. We have players who have 10 to 15 hours a week, and we have players who log in for whatever time they can spare. For each season, Destiny 2 will change, and the community working on changing the world together means that we want all of our community to be able to be a part of it. Some other games lets players buy every rank when a new season begins. In Destiny, we want your time spent playing the game to matter. We want the first players who unlock a bunch of the sweet stuff to have unlocked it through play and not pay. Some players are going to work super hard trying to reach rank 100 as quickly as possible. We think that's great. But again, all of you play Destiny 2 differently, and when we say we want the whole community to be part of how the world changes every season, we keep coming back to giving players the choice of how they want to spend their time. Based on how a lot of you play, 100 ranks is going to be cleared in the season, but not all of you will have the time. To solve for how our community plays Destiny, we're planning to allow season ranks to be purchased as a catch-up mechanic late in the season. We're going to wait to see how players engage with season ranks and make sure it's tuned well before determining exactly when we unlock the ability. Alright, we are approaching territory that is somewhat scary. Season of the Undying runs for 10 weeks, and we're currently thinking of enabling this somewhere in the last 2 to 4 weeks of the season. We know that sometimes life gets in the way, and you just want to get the last few rewards before the season ends and everything resets. In the same way that we've been doing seasonal catch-up for power, we think providing a late in the season rank catch makes sense. This initial version is our starting point, and the way we've designed seasons moving forward means that we're going to be able to have the flexibility to tune how this works once we see how Season of the Dying goes. I see you. Did Bungie just raise the XP needed to get a rank to some ridiculous level so that players have to buy ranks at the end of the season? The answer to that question is no. For example, in our internal team tests, playing strikes in a fairly relaxed manner, 18 minutes per strike playtime with a full stack of bounties, can get a seasonal rank in less than 1 hour. Every week, Guardians also get rest XP bonuses per account, where the first 3 ranks are at triple XP. Playing strikes with full stacks of bounties and rest XP should get 10 ranks in around 8 hours. And knowing you, we'll all see even better ways you'll min and max your time to clear your ranks. Our goal in tuning this is for most committed players who start on week 1 to reach 100 simply by doing the things they already love spending their time on. If that's not happening, we have the freedom and ability to adjust. We want Destiny to be your home, however you want to play and hit 100. You may never want or need to buy a rank. We just want our community to be able to play together as easily as possible and narrowly be a part of Destiny's world as it changes. Your seasonal rank also goes away at the end of the season. A new season of ranks and rewards will take its place, and like our seasonal activities, we don't want important game gameplay-focused rewards to be inaccessible to players who miss a season. So any legendary or exotic weapons introduced in a season pass will be attainable in future seasons. These coveted rewards won't be available immediately, but it won't take longer than 6 months either. More details on that soon. Alright, so before we move into the next section here, I won't know how I feel about this until I'm actually in the game and I'm actually ranking up this season pass. If it's going to take me 6 to 8 weeks to get to rank 100 and I'm playing every single day, I'm really going to start questioning the value of my time whenever I could just wait to the end of the season and purchase my ranks. Also, purchasing ranks, what is that going to cost? Is that going to cost silver? Are we talking bright dust? Wait, isn't bright dust going away? I'm assuming it's going to be like silver. Like, so essentially it's going to be money, right? Are we approaching pay to win territory? It would 100% be pay to win if initially at the beginning of the season you were able to purchase ranks. But considering that they're actually holding that off until the last 2 to 4 weeks of the season, doesn't quite make me think this is pay to win. It's more of like pay to catch up, pay to be relevant, right? And there is people out there that are willing to pay money just to do that. And again, life gets in the way of a lot of things. To me, it's going to boil down to like how much it's actually going to cost to rank up, how much time investment is going to be needed for me to hit rank 100 just playing Destiny on a daily basis. How does season pass rewards weigh against just going out and playing activities? Like Luke Smith mentioned, the stats from actually doing the activities on armor pieces are better than the stats there through ranking up through the season pass. Again, we won't know these things, guys, until we're actually playing the game and seeing things for itself. Now, moving on to the next subject, new lights, removing barriers for friends, and $0. We've talked a lot about what you get if you buy the season pass. But let's talk about what you get with Destiny 2 for spending nothing. This fall, new friends playing Destiny for the first time are coming, and we're going to make Destiny a great experience for everyone. At its core, what makes Destiny 2 special and a place we all come back to is the community, the friendships, and the memories made along the way. Destiny is the best if you can convince your friends to play, and we think $0 price tag is another way to make that easier. The default version of Destiny 2 this fall will be new lights, and on top of that, D2 Year 1 available for free with new lights. We're going to make sure there's plenty of new free content in Season of the Undying. Here's some of what all players, even without the season pass, can access on October 1st. All Destiny 2 players, whether you're coming in with new lights or are all in on Shadowkeep and Season of the Undying, will have access to the following: patrolling the moon destination, the opening mission of Shadowkeep, 2 new strikes, Crucible updates, 2 returning PvP maps, Widow's Court, Twilight Gap, elimination and Crucible Labs, Armor 2.0, Eye of the Gatelore seasonal artifact, new finishers, 2 new pinnacle weapons, 1 for Gambit, 1 for Crucible, free seasonal rank rewards, which include, of course, Ariana's Vow, legendary armor sets, 2 legendary weapons, Bright Ingrams, Glimmer and upgrades. The legendary armor and weapons that come with the free seasonal ranks are like sampler platters for the seasonal pass. If you want to find the best stat rolls for that armor, you'll need to play the seasonal activity and get the drops. But players who just want to collect all the armor can earn the base version from the free track. Ariana's Vow, the new exotic on our seasonal track, also drops on the free track, but you get it earlier if you have the season pass. Okay, so you get the season pass with the premium track if you own the season. We have also added a lot of rewards on the free track that are nice quality of life rewards for players, like upgrade modules, which are free infusions. All right, that's actually really nice. Now, how this could have worked last year. This has been a pretty dense dump of information. Thankfully, it has more pictures than the director's cuts did. I wanted to wrap this up by looking at how season of content done in the style of Year 3 might have worked with some of the Year 2 content we all remember. Let's reimagine Season of the Forge in Year X of Bizarro Destiny. A week before season begins, all players receive a note in their mailbox. It simply reads, "I have returned from the stars. Meet me on December 4th at 10:15 Pacific Time Zone, Ada." Once this note has been given out, a small countdown timer appears on the Traveler. When the timer reaches 0, players in the tower see a ship unlike any they've ever seen land between Zavala and Lord Shaxx. A figure transmats out and walks through the tower, opening a door that had long been shut. Players follow the character through the tower, and the figure lowers her hood and greets player. "I am Ada, and we have work to do." It's been way better than what we got. The season pass in the director is updated. The rewards are revealed, and now Ada and players begin a season-long experience of refining forges in the world, completing bounties, finding materials, working on black armory sets and taking on the new raid, Scourge of the Pass. In a twist, Dado and his group are the first to finish. As players work together to forge weapons early in the track, smithing and building new ones, the room around Ada begins to change. The schematic data from players' work is resulting in new weapons and mods for players to create. These weapons and mods don't all require playing the seasonal activity. Some of them are found in new encounters within strikes. Some of them are forged in Last Wish, like the Alchemy Lab in Blackwing Lair. As the player community plays, meta objectives are revealed. Once a certain number of players have unlocked ranks on the pass, cinematics unlock for everyone to watch. We see the Drifter and Ada arguing over something, pitting the two against each other. The scene ends with the Drifter raising an eyebrow at a set of gun schematics behind Ada. As the season winds down to a close, the Drifter begins to summon players to him. He's having a new space built in the tower, and the first people he asks for help are those who've earned the title Dredgent. Now players begin to gather materials and donate them to fund the Drifter's new scam. The Drifter won't stop talking about the gun schematics he saw behind Ada. Very late in the season, players notice Ada's room looking like it's being packed up. She's leaving. The schematics that sat behind her are missing. Over the course of a few weeks, she packs her equipment, and in an event similar to her arrival, she vanishes. Ada, her wares, and her forges are gone. Banshee 44 reminds players that even though Ada is gone, she left him the schematics for her weapons and armor, and he'll be rotating them through over time. And the Drifter asks you to visit him, saying he's got a surprise. Yes, boys, that's exactly how the season should have went. And season to season, narratively, we would have understood what was going on, and we would have been hyped for the new upcoming season, versus just having people just drop out of nowhere and characters never even crossing paths with one another. This needed to happen, and I'm glad that this is going to be something that's going to be a normal occurrence for us throughout the seasons this year. Now Luke Smith continues, and while today the Let's Pretend section above is very much a work in fiction, we are working to build the technology that would make something like this possible and help make our season pass feel uniquely Destiny. Wrap up, season passes in year 3 will in some way feel very new, and in other ways feel pretty similar to the Forsaken annual pass experience. Our intent is that the season pass mechanics, as we're aligning everything with a single evolving world and how we're moving the Destiny story meaningfully forward, are additive to the core Destiny experience. We're still going to have things like holiday events, dungeons and secret missions, and all kinds of stuff that we hope surprises you. It's an evolution and an experiment, and hopefully what you've seen lately is that we're going to keep being agile and continuing to make the best decisions for the game along with you. We're excited to see where our unified seasons philosophy will let us take the Destiny universe over the next year. Also, thanks for all the comments and responses to the director cuts. I have some deleted scenes and ideas on how the format could evolve when it returns next year. See you soon, Luke Smith. All right. Shout out to Luke, man, again, for doing these things. Gives us insight. I would rather him come out and break things down to us before the new season launches and we're just like, whoa, what is all this? What is this? So it's really good to see these things now and know about these things now. With that being said, I am okay with the season pass. If it never approaches pay to win, I would prefer ranks to not be bought until the final 2 weeks, not 4 weeks. I would prefer 2 weeks. If a season is 10 weeks, I would prefer those ranks only be purchased in the last 2 weeks. And as far as meaningful loot, meaningful gear, all of those things, I hope there's going to be more emphasis on game-related activities over anything else. The season pass is really cool to do something as an additional avenue to rewards, but it cannot take the place of what activities in Destiny have to offer. Overall, this is a great way for Bungie to monetize their game, and if they can ever get the narrative down from season to season, like they just showed us here between Ada and the Drifter, her having a cutscene to open up the season, these are things that are going to keep people on the same page. And again, like I said, thematically, there needs to be something that every season has that immediately you go, oh, that's what that season is. Oh, Season of the Forge. That makes sense. The colors, the vibe, the theme of everything right now. The opening cutscene, which also adds to it. And on some level, there even needs to be a sadness that occurs when that season is coming to an end. I really hope Bungie can sell this. And honestly, depending on how Shadowkeep does, as well as Season of the Undying, and how many new players come in with new light, this could become a norm for us season to season. Fellas and ladies, let me know in the comments below what you think. That's pretty much the entire post. I know we read all of this. It was long, but Luke Smith never writes anything short, man. Well, fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching. And as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.